Convicted sex offender and former candidate for Maine Governor Elliot Cutler is scheduled to be back in court today.
This for a continuation of his probation revocation hearing that started last month. Cutler has been accused of violating that probation 5 different times since he was released from jail back in January of 24. He had served about 7 months of his sentence after pleading guilty to 4 felony charges of possession of sexually explicit material of a minor. Now, the state dismissed one of the probation violation charges, accusing Cutler of failing to attend treatment because it turned out he was in custody at the time on another probation violation charge. Today, a judge will be hearing arguments that Cutler encrypted files on a computer without permission and gave 3 incorrect passwords for an electronic device to the Major Crime Special Victims Unit. Today's hearing will happen in Hancock County.
In Androscoggin County, a man from Leeds convicted of killing a man from Windham and then dumping his body in a sand pit is scheduled to be sentenced tomorrow morning. A jury found Joseph Shute guilty of murdering Alex Jackson. Jackson went missing in May of 2023. Shute was arrested nearly a year later. 1 month after that, police found Jackson's body inside a barrel in New Hampshire. They say Shute owed Jackson money and killed him to avoid paying the debt.
And in Bangor, closing arguments expected to happen tomorrow in the trial of a man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend. Richard Thorpe is charged with strangling Virginia Cookson to death back in 24. This past Friday was the 4th day of the trial. Cookson's neighbor took the stand, claiming that the night before her death, she saw both Cookson and Thorpe getting into a car and that the interaction, quote, didn't necessarily seem threatening. A former cellmate also testified that Thorpe told him he choked Cookson in self-defense, also saying that Thorpe told him that Cookson was hitting him with a cord before he choked her. Thorpe chose not to testify on his own behalf. We have an update on the investigation into a camera that was found in a diner restroom in Portland.
Police say the incident happened on Wednesday in the women's restroom at the Miss Portland Diner. Yesterday, the diner's owner, Tom Manning, posted a statement to the restaurant's Facebook page saying in part that the safety and privacy of the diner's guests and employees is extremely important to him. He also said ownership immediately contacted police once it was brought to their attention. They turned in the camera and are fully cooperating. Portland police say a full investigation is underway.
Well, 60 Maine veterans are now back home after their trip to our nation's capital as part of Honor Flight Maine's first trip of the year that went out of Bangor. They were greeted by their families and their peers at the Bangor International Airport. U.S. Senator Susan Collins also there to welcome them back home. During the trip, Vietnam and Korean War veterans visiting several war memorials and the Arlington National Cemetery. There are a multitude of reasons why the veterans say this trip was a very special experience.
They kept us very busy. We got to see many things. We had fabulous food.
How they honored us down there. People would come up and talk to us, come up and thank us. And we never had that before.
Honor Flight Maine's next trip is scheduled for September.